Yo, what's up everyone? It's Charisma back with another video. And today I'm going to be showing, or I'm going to be going more in depth on how to lunge spear mace. Because in an old tutorial, I did a spear tutorial, and I covered lunge macing a little bit in there. But here I'm going to do a full guide on how to do lunge macing, because it is pretty popular right now, and that's my most viewed video. So I'm going to go a little more in depth on explaining lunge macing in its entirety. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so first I want to go over how lunge actually works with the spear and how far you get sent. So if you're on the ground, which most likely you won't be, so just like lunging forward with lunge free, that's only like a 4-ish block lunge. But if you're in the air, that's a lot more. That's upwards to like, what, 52 to, that's like 14 blocks. So you want to like kind of calculate midair on your opponent, because like if your opponent's right here, you're not going to want to do a giant lunge over them. Like if this is your opponent right here, right, and like you're lunging right here, you're not going to want to do like a lunge like looking out into the abyss or whatever. You're going to want to like lunge at them or something like that, which also goes into like the second lesson. You don't want to like be too close up. Like if that is your target, you want to be like a little ways back, right? So like this is like a good distance if you're going in from afar, like when charge up, mace, which you can also do closer range, like doing this, like looking more downwards. It also like kind of shifts your momentum, or like looking at an angle that doesn't send you as far if you're closer. That's something to take into account when you're lunging. But from a little bit of ways, I'd say probably about like 10 blocks, and you can hit your opponent like that, which I think is like once you get like practice it on like a couple of mobs or something, you get pretty familiar with it, and like the distance just kind of flows naturally. But it just takes some practice. So I'd practice just like lunging at like a set of combos like this until you can like consistently figure out where you have to be hitting. But yeah, so remember spacing your lunges. But yeah, that's how you space lunges for lunge macing. The next part I'm going to show you is how to double tap with lunge macing, because you can just like do lunge macing like normally, or you can also throw in some double tap, which is essentially just falling down with a spear and then swapping with the mace. Like it's really quick and fast. You have to wait till you hear the spear hit and then swap to mace and hit. It's pretty hard timing, but if you can like throw this in with your lunge, let me try and do it. Like that, like that's big damage, and it catches people off guard every single time. So if you can get that down, oh, yeah, but you get the point. Like, yeah, so like lunge, spear. Okay, well I missed my spear, but yeah, it's a little hard to do. If you're higher up in the air, you get more time, and like I think if you switch your spear, like back to it, it auto like turns off the cooldown, or like the animation. Like this animation, you can't like joust. I don't know, but yeah, double tapping is really helpful. And once again, when charging up, I'd start with like if I'm just practicing, I would do like something like this probably, and like figure out where that hitbox is. Like I'd probably do this on a mob, like, and then you just like it starts to flow, you know. So just like go until like you're hitting them, like on the top half of the player, and then you swap to your mace and hit. It becomes muscle memory really quickly. I learned it like pretty quickly. So yeah, you have to like wait, and then you can look at my hotbar if you need to. I don't know what I did that time, but it like negates the wind burst, but like has the reach of the spear. I think I like accidentally am attribute swapping, so you can do that as well. I don't know how you actually like do it, but I know you can like. It's a fluke sometimes. But yeah, that's essentially how you D-tap in Lunge spear. So yeah, that's a big part. I actually don't think it does too much damage, because like on Java, I know like something like a fall like this that would like kill someone, but I don't think it does on Bedrock. I think it does like at least 3 hearts, which is still good considering like that's 3 hearts, and it's like in the same attack. But yeah. So D-tapping and yeah, spacing. Yeah, that's really like just the basics of spear PvP, spear-mace. You know, you can also like throw in pearl catches as well. Oh, I suck. And like just doing that. Wow, I missed the mace. You could like practice on a zombie. That's how I got like pretty familiar with the attacks. But like the higher up you go, it's just like really harder to hit. I feel like it might just be like, I don't know. Maybe there's like a reason, but I feel like if you're like dropping from like 10 blocks, that's what I do for like learning. And then you could start ramping up on the, what you would call it, fall. But yeah, that's essentially like all there is to mace, or spear mace. But yeah, like on Java, like you can like attribute swap to the spear to like do the cooldown. That's just not possible on Bedrock. Like you can do this all day. It's just not gonna cut the cooldown. I don't know like why it's not possible on Bedrock. It's pretty dumb. Maybe you can do it on keyboard and mouse, but I know you cannot do it on controller. Maybe mobile. I probably not. But yeah. Also, one thing I didn't include, inventory management. Essentially, you're gonna want something like this. Not this, not this. Depends if you have fireworks in your kit, or actually, Elytra probably wouldn't be in the kit, so no fireworks, no Elytra. You want to figure out your hotbar. This is how I have mine set up for all maces. But yeah. And also, you're gonna want to carry steak as well for a primary or secondary, what you may call it, saturation, a food source. So steak is the best for saturation. Raw pork chop, or not raw pork chopped, cooked pork chops. I'm pretty sure Garrett's work as well. But as long as you have one of those 3 as like a primary or secondary, other than your golden apples, so you can regen saturation quickly. That's pretty much all there is. But yeah, hope you liked this video. I hope you found it informational a little bit. Yeah. If you want me to go in more depth on any of this stuff, or do any more tutorials like this, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, tell me any recommendations for videos you have, and subscribe, and hope you have a great